everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing very well, and thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers and all your continued support. It means the world. And in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this really cute teddy bear with overalls and a strawberry backpack. So for this teddy bear you're going to need a variety of different colours. So firstly you're going to need a tan colour for the main part of the bear, and then you're going to need a dark brown, and then a cream, and then your overalls colour. I used like a lemon yellow for this, but I'm actually going to be using pink today, so I'm going to be using this pink for the overalls. And then for the strawberry backpack you obviously will need red, and then I used the lemon yellow colour for the strawberry seeds. You'll need a deep green for the leaves, and then again that same dark brown that I used for the face details for the back straps. And I would say for this bear that you would need approximately 25 grams to 50 grams of your main colour. You really don't need that much yarn for this, so this is quite a good project to do if you have some scrap yarn. Today I am using a 3mm hook, and you'll also need some scissors, an embroidery needle, a stitch marker, and you'll also need some polyester stuffing to stuff your bear and your strawberry backpack. So we are going to be starting off with the bear's arms, and it's important that you do this in this order because we're going to be attaching everything in a certain order. So you're going to want to repeat the order that I'm doing it in, so make sure you do your arms first. So let's get started on the arms. So I'm taking the tan colour and my hook, and I'm going to make a slip knot like this. I'm going to attach it to the hook, and then I'm going to make a chain of 3. I'm then going to slip stitch into the first stitch that we made, the first chain that we made, sorry. Slip stitch. And then I'm going to make 5 single crochets into this ring. So where we made the slip stitch it formed a ring, and as you can see there is a gap in the middle, and we're going to make 5 single crochets into that gap. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm now going to place my stitch marker in that final 5th stitch that we made. That will mark the end of the round, and that was the end of round 1. So for round 2 we're going to be making 2 single crochet into each stitch, so it's an increase row. So here is our first stitch that we made, so I'm going to insert the hook into that first stitch, and I'm going to weave this tail in as I go, and I'm going to make 2 single crochet in that stitch. So 1, and then going into the same stitch, 2. I'm going to repeat this all the way around. 1 and 2. Okay, that is round 2 finished. So from round 3 to round 5 we are going to be doing 3 rounds of single crochet. So for rounds 3 to 5 we're going to be doing 1 single crochet into each stitch. So at this point you should have 10 stitches in your round, so we're basically going to be doing 1 single crochet into each stitch and then repeating that 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I'm going to come back once I've done 2 more rounds of this, and then I'll show you how to fasten off. So I've just reached my final row of single crochets, and now I'll show you how to fasten off. So I'm basically just going to pull the loop back and then cut the yarn just a short tail, this, and then just pull that loop through. So this isn't technically secure, but this is okay because we're going to be attaching it later on. So yeah, we don't really want to do a slip stitch or anything like that because it's actually going to be neater this way. So I'm just going to make another one of these, repeating the same steps and then fastening off, and then I'm going to add a little bit of stuffing into each arm. So I've just finished doing both arms and I've stuffed them, and now we're going to move on to the legs. So you're going to want to make two legs, and the first leg you're going to fasten that one off, and then the second leg you're going to make, you will not be fastening that one off. So to make the first leg, we are going to grab our main colour and make a slip knot, and same as before, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We'll then slip stitch into the first chain, and then instead of the arms where we did 5 single crochet, we're going to be doing 6 single crochet into the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to place the stitch marker in that spot, and then for round 2 we are going to make 2 single crochet into each stitch. Okay, so here's the first stitch, and weaving in that tail, 2 single crochet, 1 and 2, and then in the next one, 1 and 2, and then in the next one, 1 and 2. Repeat this all the way around. Now for rounds 3 and 4, we're going to be just doing one round of single crochet, so single crochet into each stitch, so no increases. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this for another round, and then I will come back when I've finished and I will show you how to fasten off. Okay, now I'm going to fasten off, so I'm just going to pull up the loop slightly and then cut the yarn. And I'm now going to repeat these steps again for the second leg, and then I'm going to come back once I've reached this stage, but do not fasten off at this stage for the second leg. So I've just finished my second leg, and as you can see I haven't fastened off. So now we're going to join the legs together. So I'm going to be inserting the hook into the leg that we fastened off with, and it's going to go into this last single crochet that we made, so right here with the tail. Okay, so I'm going to insert the hook right there into that single crochet, and I'm going to make a single crochet in that spot. It can be a bit fiddly, but okay, and then just pull tight. Okay, we're now going to make 1 single crochet into the next 11 stitches all the way around this first leg that we made. Okay, so it can be a bit confusing as to where to start the single crochet, but this was our single crochet that we just made, so the next stitch is right here. I'm going to be weaving in this end as I go. So single crochet, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 'So you should have just done 12 single crochets in total. on that first leg, and now we've reached the back of the body. And as you can see here, we have like a space right here, and then we have this kind of middle loop that attaches both, and then we have this stitch marker area. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip the next two spaces that we see, so this one right here and this middle loop, and we're actually going to slip stitch where that stitch marker is. So right there, make a slip stitch. Like that just brings the body together neatly. And then we are actually going to skip the next single crochet that we see right here, and we're going to make a single crochet into the next. Okay, so what that basically does is that just neatly attaches both legs, and then you don't get any gaps. I'm just going to cut this little tail because we don't need that anymore. So basically, once we reach the following round, we are going to be ignoring that slip stitch, and we'll just be single crocheting into this single crochet. Let's continue the rest of this leg. So I'm going to just single crochet all the way around until I reach the stitch marker. Okay, and we've reached our 12th stitch of the second leg. We will crochet and then replace the stitch marker there. Okay, so we've now just completed round 5, and we're now going to be completing round 6 to 8, and this is just one single crochet into each stitch. So I'm going to be making a single crochet into the next 12 stitches, and then I will meet you back at this point and I'll show you what to do there. Okay, once you reach the back, you'll notice that there is that slip stitch we made in the previous round, and then our single crochet. I'm just going to completely skip the slip stitch and make a single crochet in that spot, in that next stitch, like that. And then I'm going to make one single crochet in each stitch all the way back round to the stitch marker. So for the next two rounds, rounds 7 and 8, I'm going to be repeating the exact same steps, one single crochet into each stitch all the way around, and you should be having 24 stitches at the end of each round. So I will come back once I finish round 8. Okay, so I've just finished round 8, and I'm now going to stuff the legs. Okay, so we're now going to join the arms in this round. So this round is technically just a row or a round of single crochet in each stitch, one single crochet in each stitch, but we're going to be adding the arms at the same time. So I'm going to make one single crochet into the next 4 stitches. Once you have your 4 single crochets, we are going to be attaching the arm into the 5th single crochet. So I'm going to insert the hook into the place where we fastened off, so that stitch right there, place that on the hook, and then I'm going to insert the hook into the 5th stitch of this round, so right there, and now you should have 2 stitches on your hook. And now I'm going to make a single crochet through both, like that. Just pull that tight. Okay, so as you can see now the arm is attaching. So I'm now going to repeat this into the next 4 stitches. So grab the next stitch of the arm onto the hook. I'm going to weave this end in, and then grab the next stitch of the legs onto the hook, and then make a single crochet through all of them, like that. Again into the 3rd stitch of the arm and the next stitch of the legs, and make a single crochet through both. Into the 4th, and into the 5th. Okay, As you can see, the bottom half of the arm is now attached. Okay, I'm now going to make 1 single crochet into the next 7 stitches, and I'm going to weave this tail in as I go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. I'm just going to pull tight on that tail, and then this will join these spaces together a bit tighter. There we go. So we're now going to join the second arm using the same method. So I'm going to insert the hook into that first the place where we fastened off of that arm, and then I'm going to insert the hook into the next stitch of the legs. So now you should have 2 loops on the hook. I'm also going to weave in both of these tails now, so it looks like there's a lot of tails, but there's only 2. So if you're not including like the tails here, then you should have 2 stitches, 1 here and 1 here. Okay, single crochet through both and just pull tight. Okay, and then into the next stitch of the arm and the next stitch of the legs, and single crochet. Next stitch of the arm, tuck these ends in, and the next stitch of the legs, next stitch of the arm, and next stitch of the legs, single crochet. Okay, and last one, single crochet through both. Okay, and then I'm just going to single crochet into the next 3 stitches until I reach the stitch mark, and I'm going to weave these ends in as I go. Make sure you pull on these ends nice and tight so that your arms are fully secure on. So we're now going to be moving on to round 10, and this is basically where we're going to attach the top part of the arm. So it's technically 1 single crochet into each stitch around, but we're going to now be ignoring the 5 stitches of the bottom part of the arm, and we're now going to be crocheting into the 5 stitches of the top of the arm. So I'm going to crochet all the way along and stop when I get to the arm and show you what to do next. Okay, once you've done your first 5 single crochets, you're then going to basically ignore the next space, and then we're going to be ignoring the next space that we see here, because that was actually where we joined the arm, this stitch. So because I don't want a gap to be there, I'm going to make a slip stitch, and I'm going to kind of do it from behind the stitch. So I'm going to insert the hook, instead of inserting it through here this way, I'm going to actually insert it through the back like this. So I'll repeat that, through the back like that, and then also through the back of that first stitch where we joined, and I'm just going to slip stitch through that, and this does not count as a stitch in our round, by the way. So you might want to mark this so that you don't get confused as this as a stitch, so you could just mark it with another stitch marker. This is just so that we don't get any gaps in that arm. So this does not count as a single crochet in the round, just completely ignore it, we just wanted it there to join the arms. So I'm now going to single crochet into the next 5 stitches of the arm. 2, 3, 4 and 5. Again, I'm going to slip stitch into that kind of back space that we have here. From the back, I mean, slip stitch. And again, we're ignoring it, it doesn't count as a stitch, so you could always add another stitch marker here. Okay, and then I'm going to single crochet across. Okay, and then I've reached the other section where we joined the bottom part of the arm, so I'm going to slip stitch from the back through both stitches like this. And then single crochet into the next 5 stitches on the arm. Okay, and then slip stitch from the back through that loop there. And then we're going to single crochet into the last 2 stitches of the round. Obviously remember to mark where your slip stitches went so that you don't get confused. I ran out of stitch markers, so I had to use hair slides. So for the next round, which is going to be round 11, we are going to be doing 1 single crochet into the first stitch, 1 in the second, and then a decrease. And when we reach our stitch marker, we're going to just completely disregard it as a stitch and continue on all the way around. Okay, so in the first stitch, 1 single crochet, in the next stitch 1 single crochet, and then in the next stitch we're going to do a decrease. So we're going to insert the hook into the stitch as if we were to do a single crochet and pull up a loop. Now normally here we would yarn over and pull through both loops, but for a decrease we are going to insert the hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and that is your decrease. Okay, so we're going to repeat that again. So into the next stitch, a single crochet, completely ignore the next stitch, so I'm going to take out that stitch marker now because it's just a slip stitch, a single crochet into the next stitch, and then we are going to do our decrease. So inserting the hook and pulling up a loop. Oh, I've dropped one. And then insert the hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. And then into the next stitch, 1 single crochet, next stitch, 1 single crochet, ignoring the slip stitch, so I'm going to remove that and make a decrease. Next stitch, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then a decrease. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. I've reached the slip stitch, so I'm going to remove that now and then just ignore it. 1 single crochet into the next stitch and then make a decrease. Pull up a loop, pull up a loop, pull through all 3 loops. Next stitch, 1 single crochet into the next 2, 1 and 2. Remove the stitch marker here. I'm going to ignore that slip stitch, and our last 2 stitches is the decrease. So pull up a loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, and just replace your initial stitch marker back in the same spot. Okay, so at the end of your round you should now have 18 stitches, and I'm just going to stuff the body a bit more. And now we will be starting the next round. Okay, so for round 12 we are going to be doing 1 single crochet into the first stitch and then a decrease, 1 single crochet into the first stitch and then a decrease into the next. Okay, so 1 single crochet and then a decrease into the next stitch, 1 single crochet, and then a decrease into the next 2 stitches. Okay, 1 single crochet, and then a decrease into the next. So I'm going to repeat this now all the way around, and then I will meet you back at the stitch marker. So now after round 12 you should have 12 stitches in your round, and for round 13 we are just going to do 1 single crochet into each stitch around. Okay, so for round 14 we are going to be making an increase round. So into the first stitch we'll be doing 1 single crochet, and then into the second stitch we'll be doing 2 single crochet. So first stitch, 1 single crochet, second stitch, 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet and 2 single crochet. So for rounds 15 and 16 we are just going to be doing 1 single crochet into each stitch around. Okay, so this is what it should be looking like once you have finished round 16. And I'm going to stuff the head a little bit more. Okay, so for round 17 we are going to be doing a sequence of 4 single crochets and then a decrease. So 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then we will do a decrease. Okay, and then I'm just going to repeat that now all the way to the stitch marker. So you should have 15 stitches by this point. So for round 18 we are going to be doing 3 single crochets and then a decrease. 1, 2, 3, and then decrease. 1, 2, 3, and decrease. I'm going to continue this now to the end of the stitch marker. Just going to stuff the head a bit more. For round 19 we are going to do 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and then we will do a decrease. So 1 single crochet and then a decrease. 1 single crochet and decrease. And then I'm going to repeat that all the way around. Okay, stuff the head a bit more. Okay, this is going to be our final round. We are going to be making a decrease into each stitch around. So I'm going to insert the hook and pull up a loop, and then in the next stitch insert the hook and pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. I'm going to repeat this all the way around. Just going to place a little bit more stuffing in with my hook. Okay, so I'm now going to fasten off, so I'm going to pull up a loop and I'm going to leave a tail long enough to sew, like this. Then I'm going to take my sewing needle and place it on that tail. So I'm now going to basically insert the needle into each of the each of the back loops of each stitch. So as you can see, here is our stitch, and I'm just going to insert the needle into that first loop, like that, and pull through. And then again into the next stitch, just in that front loop. And pull through. And then into the next stitch. And pull through. Then into the next stitch and pull through. I'm just going to pull tight, and I'm going to just create a little knot right here. I'm going to insert through that loop and then pull tight to make a knot. And then I'm just going to insert the needle back through the body and pull through and cut the yarn. That is our teddy bear body all finished. We are now going to be making the face details and the ears. So I'm going to start with the ears. So I'm going to take my main colour, which was the tan colour, and make a slip knot. And I am going to make a chain of 3. Like that. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the first chain. And then into the ring I'm going to make 5 single crochet. Then for round 2 I'm going to make 2 single crochet in each stitch around. And then for round 3, and this is the final round, we're just going to make 1 single crochet into each stitch around. Okay, so I'm now just going to fasten off, and I'm going to leave a tail long enough to sew on the ear. And then pull through, like that. So I'm going to make a second ear, and then I will come back and we will work on the face details. Okay, so here are what the ears are looking like, and now we're going to move on to the face detail. So this part here. So I'm going to take my cream yarn now, and I am going to make a slip knot. And again, chain 3. And then slip stitch into the first stitch. Now I'm going to make 4 single crochets into the ring. And then I'm going to make 1 single crochet into the first stitch and then increase into the second stitch. and then I am going to fasten off and leave a tail long enough for sewing. And then I'm also going to just cut this small tail off as well. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to cut a small piece of brown yarn like that. I'm going to tie a knot at one end. I'm then going to pick up my sewing needle and attach it. And as you can see on the bear's face, I've just basically made like a T shape. So you're going to grab your white circle and you're going to insert your needle from the back and bring it towards the front at the side of the white circle, so right here. And then you're just going to bring it across, directly across, and pull through. Okay, and then I'm just going to repeat that once more. So bring it back into the original spot and pull through, and then back through that spot again, like that. You're then going to bring the needle directly into the center of that line and pull through, and then you're going to bring it directly down, so right here, and pull through. And then just repeat that once more so that you can get a bit more thickness there. Okay, and that's essentially it. So I'm just going to weave in that end just into a few areas to secure it, and then I will just cut the yarn. Okay, so we're now going to pin everything to the head, and then we're going to also add the eyes afterwards. So I'm going to grab my dressmaker pins and grab one ear. I'm going to add just the tiniest amount of stuffing to the ear. You won't need a lot because it's such a small circle. So I'm just going to add a little bit of stuffing. So I'm just going to put mine this way. I'm going to pin one ear to the side of the head. So I'm going to add a pin right there in the center, and then I'm going to add an extra one just on the side to secure it, like that. And then again for the other one. And then I'm just going to pin on the face detail here. So I'm basically just going to sew each section on. I'm just going to insert the needle into the stitch directly behind of the tan yarn and pull through, and then inserting it into the white yarn and pulling through, and then I'm going to insert into the white yarn next to it and pull through, and then into the tan yarn behind and pull through, and I'm going to repeat this all the way around. So I'm grabbing another piece of tan yarn there and pulling through, and then I'm going through the cream white yarn and then into the next cream white yarn, and then through a tan loop. Okay, once your muzzle has all been sewn on, I'm then just going to make a little knot like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of sew from the back all the way down and then you can just cut the yarn. And that's all tucked in. So I'm now just basically going to repeat the same process for the ears. So I'm basically just going to go in through one part of the ear and then down and then across, back up and then across and back down. Okay, and then once your ear has fully been secured, I'm just going to make a small knot. Okay, and then I'm just going to insert the needle all the way back down into the body and then just cut the arm. So I'm going to repeat this now for the other ear. I'm now going to sew on the eyes. So I'm going to take a short piece of the brown yarn and tie a knot at one end. Then I'm going to work from the back of the head and pull through to where I want my first eye to start. So I want my first eye to kind of be here. So I'm going to insert the needle right there. I'm going to pull through and make sure that you pull through all the way, but so that the knot also pulls through, but not too hard because you don't want it to pull through all the way through here. So now I'm going to insert the needle directly above, so about here, and then I'm also going to insert it through where I want the other side to be, so like this, and pull through, and then again I'm going to go back up to the top, and then I'm going to bring the yarn back into that original spot. Pull through. Okay, and there you have first eye. So you can repeat this if you want your eye to be a little bit thicker. Okay, now I'm going to bring my my needle across here. Like that. And then I'm going to repeat the exact same steps for this eye. Once you get to the last step of your eye, I'm just going to feed it to the back of the body and pull through. Then I'm going to tie a knot right at the end. And then just feed that through with your hook. Okay, so we're now going to work on the bear's overalls. So a bit like the legs, we're going to make one trouser leg and then fasten off, and then we're going to make another, and then we're not going to fasten off that one. And I'm going to make a slip knot. And then I am going to chain 14. I'm then going to turn the chain upside down, so it's kind of like folding it in half. Okay, and then I'm going to slip stitch into that first chain that we made. Like that. We're then going to chain one. We're going to make one single crochet into each stitch. So I'm going to make one directly in the same stitch that I just slip stitched into, and then one into each stitch, each chain, sorry. Once you reach the end of the row, you're then going to slip stitch into that first single crochet that you made. And then I'm going to fasten off here. Just cut the yarn, pull through, And then I am going to make a second one of these, and I'm not going to fasten off, so I will meet you back once I have repeated these steps. Once you have made your second leg, you are going to add your stitch marker where you made your slip stitch. And you're going to pick up your first leg that you made, and you're going to make a slip stitch into that slip stitch that we made directly where we fastened off. You're then going to make one single crochet into each stitch. Once you get all the way around to here, I will come back and show you that next step. So it's one single crochet into the next 14 stitches. Once you have reached this point here, you are going to skip this section here, and you're going to skip the middle here, and you're going to slip stitch into the next spot to join, and then you're going to make one single crochet into each stitch around till you reach the stitch marker. Once you reach your stitch marker, you're going to make a single crochet into that slip stitch, like that. Okay, so we're now going to single crochet into the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're then going to chain 1 and turn the work, and then we're going to make one single crochet into the next 10 stitches. So our first stitch is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to take the stitch marker out now. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're then going to chain 1 and turn the work. We're then going to skip the first stitch and make a single crochet into the next stitch. Then we're going to single crochet into the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and you should have 2 stitches left of the row. We're going to skip the next stitch and single crochet into that last stitch, like that. For the next row, we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to single crochet into each stitch across. Okay, so you should have 8 stitches by this point. And now we're going to chain 1 and turn the work. We're going to skip the first stitch and single crochet into the next stitch. And then we're going to single crochet into the next 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to skip the next stitch and single crochet into the last stitch, like that. So you should now have 6 stitches in your row. We're then going to fasten off here. Okay, so that is the front of our dungarees, and now we're going to work on the back. So for the back part of the overalls, we're going to make a slip knot. And we are going to count back 5 stitches from the side where we fastened off. So the next 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the next stitch, so the 6th stitch, I'm going to insert my hook here, and I'm going to attach this slip knot here. And pull through, and then chain 1 to secure it. I'm then going to single crochet into the next 10 stitches, starting in the stitch we've just pulled that slip knot through. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. What it should be looking like. We're now going to chain 1 and turn the work, and we're going to skip the first stitch and single crochet into the next stitch, and then we will single crochet into the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to skip the next stitch and single crochet into the last stitch. Okay, for the next row we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to make 1 single crochet into each stitch across. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the next row we're going to chain 1, turn the work, we're going to skip the first stitch and make a single crochet into the next, and then we're going to make 1 single crochet into the next 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Skip the next stitch and single crochet into the last stitch. Okay, so from this point, this is what your dungaree should be looking like. You should have 2 panels at the front and then the legs. We're now going to make basically a single crochet all around the border, and to do that we're going to, obviously we're starting in this corner. At each corner we're going to be making 2 single crochets, so we're technically at a corner right now, so I'm going to make another single crochet in that corner, and then I'm going to make a single crochet in each space down this diagonal part. So 1, 2, and 3. Once we reach here, we are going to skip the next stitch and single crochet into the next, and then we are going to skip the next stitch and single crochet into the next, and then skip the next stitch and single crochet into the next. And then we're going to repeat the same process. We're going to make a single crochet all the way up. Once we reach the corner, we'll make 2 single crochet. Now I'm going to single crochet across the top, and once I reach that last stitch I'm going to make 2 single crochet in that corner. Okay, and then once I reach the leg area, I'm going to skip the first stitch and single crochet into the next, skip the next stitch and single crochet into the next, and then skip the next stitch and single crochet into the next. Okay, and then single crochet up this side of the overalls. Then once I reach the corner, I'm going to make 2 single crochet. Then I'm going to single crochet across, and I'm going to slip stitch into that second single crochet that we made in that corner. Okay, and then we're going to chain 1 and fasten off. So I'm just going to tuck in this tail with my sewing needle. So I'm going to grab my pink yarn and make a slip knot. We're going to make the straps now. Insert the hook into the corner, the top corner of the overalls. I'm going to make a slip stitch. I'm going to pull the chain through that corner. Okay, and then I'm going to make a chain of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the top corner of the corresponding back part. So you can see that now that's formed a strap. I'm now going to slip stitch into the next stitch across, like that, and then I'm going to turn. It's a bit fiddly, but I'm going to turn, and I'm going to make 1 single crochet into each chain across. Okay, and then I'm just going to slip stitch into the next stitch, like that, and then that is your strap all done. I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off. Okay, so that's what the strap is looking like. I'm going to repeat this now for the other side, and then fasten off, and then I'm going to weave in all the ends. I'm going to start on the strawberry backpack, so I'm going to start with my red yarn, and I'm going to make a slip knot. And I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the first chain, and then I'm going to make 5 single crochets into the ring. Then I'm going to place my stitch marker in there. And then for round 2, I'm going to make 2 single crochets into each stitch around. Then for round 3, I'm going to make 1 single crochet into the first stitch and 2 single crochets into the second stitch. So 1 and 2. For round 4, I'm going to make 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and then in the third stitch I will make an increase. 1, 1 and 2. And for round 5, I'm going to make 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches and then an increase into the 4th stitch. 1, 1, 1 and 2. For round 6, it's just one single crochet into each stitch. For round 7, I'm going to make one single crochet into the next 3 stitches, and then I'm going to make a decrease into the 4th. 1, 1, and 1, and then a decrease. 1, 1, 1, and then a decrease. Into the 8th round, I'm going to make one single crochet into the first 2 stitches and then a decrease into the next stitch. So 1, 1, and decrease. 1, 1, and a decrease. For round 9, we're going to make one single crochet into the first stitch and then a decrease into the next stitch. So 1 and decrease. 1 and decrease. At this point, I'm going to stuff the strawberry. And for round 10, I'm going to make a decrease into each stitch around. When I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off, I'm going to leave a tail to sew. And before I close this hole, I'm going to sew on the strawberry seeds. So I'm going to grab my yellow yarn and I'm going to cut a short string of that off. So I'm going to start by inserting the needle all the way down to the bottom of the strawberry and then pulling through, and I'm going through that hole. Okay, and then I'm basically just going to bring the needle up one row into a stitch directly above it and then bring it down into the stitch next to this one, like that. And then I'm going to repeat that again. I'm going to bring it up into the stitch above and then down into the next one, and again. And it doesn't have to be perfect, I'm kind of just doing it randomly. Yeah, I'm just bringing it round. And then once I get to kind of the other side, I'm going to go up one row and then repeat this again. And you can just go in different directions if you want to kind of make it a little bit more kind of realistic. But yeah, I'm just going to basically continue this all the way up the strawberry. Okay, and then once you've reached the top of your strawberry, I'm just going to make a knot. and then cut the yarn, and with my hook I'm just going to pull it down so that it stays hidden, like that. So that is your strawberry seeds all done, and now with the same method as before I'm just going to close this ring, so I'll meet you back when I have closed this. So I'm now going to move on to the strawberry leaves. So for the strawberry leaves we're going to make a magic ring. So I'm basically going to lay my fingers out like this, and I'm going to lay the short end of the string facing downwards, so towards me, and I'm going to wrap the long end around the two fingers like this, and then I'm going to cross it over to make an X, and I'm going to hold on to the long piece with my pinky. So this is what it should be looking like. So I'll do that again. Hold your two fingers like this and pinch with your thumb, wrap it around your two fingers and make a cross, and then catch the long tail with your pinky and hold it with your thumb. And then you want to grab your hook, and you're going to place the hook directly under the first loop of that cross. You're going to turn your hook and you're going to bring this loop down like this. You're then going to twist the hook so that you create a twist in that yarn, and then with your long tail that you're holding with your pinky, you're going to yarn over and pull through that twisted loop that we made, like that, and then you can just drop all the yarn. So we're now going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're going to slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, slip stitch. We're going to slip stitch into the next stitch, and then into the third stitch we're going to make a half double crochet. Then we are going to make a single crochet into the ring. Okay, so that is our first strawberry leaf, and we're going to repeat this 4 more times so that we have 5 leaves in total. So chain 4, slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, slip stitch into the next chain, and then a half double crochet into the next chain, and then we're going to single crochet into the magic ring. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this now 3 more times, and then I'm going to come back and show you the next step. So once you have completed your 5 strawberry leaves, I'm going to pull on this short tail to close the ring. Okay, and then I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off, and I'm going to leave a long tail for sewing. And with the short tail I'm just going to weave this in with a sewing needle. So we are now going to pin the strawberry leaves to the top of the strawberry. So I'm going to find the centre of the strawberry and match that with the centre of the strawberry leaves. And then you want to grab your embroidery dressmaker pins. And I'm just going to pin one directly in that centre. And then I'm going to do a couple on the actual leaves, and you can kind of pin this to the shape that you like. But I kind of like to sew into the middle of the leaves, not directly to the end, because I like to have a little bit of a curl on each leaf. So I'm going to pin into the middle of each leaf like this, and I'm going to do this just for a couple of leaves. So with your sewing needle, just going to sew around. So I'm going to find a stitch or a red stitch directly below and just feed that through, and then I'm going to go directly under the middle of this strawberry leaf and pull through, and then I'm going to go back down the strawberry leaf and find a red stitch like that and pull that through. Okay, and then as you can see it secures, but you still get a nice little bit of a curl on that strawberry leaf. So I'm going to repeat that again. I'm going to go into a red stitch, pull through, then into the center of the strawberry leaf, pull through, and then back down the center of the strawberry leaf and pull through, and then find another red stitch and then pull through. Then make sure you're pulling kind of tight. So I'm going to repeat this now all the way around, and then once I reach the end I'm just going to feed the yarn through kind of the middle to kind of get that secure as well, and then I will fasten off. Then go to just make a knot with the yarn, that, and then I'm just going to go directly into the center and I'm going to bring it down to the bottom of the strawberry like that, and then I'm just going to cut the yarn like that. So for the bag strap you're going to take your brown yarn and make a slip knot, and you're going to find the side of the strawberry. This could be anywhere, but just the top and the side of it. So I'm going to go into a stitch here and insert my hook, and then I'm going to add the brown yarn and pull that through, and then chain 1. I'm then going to make a chain of 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then I'm going to bring my hook down to the bottom of the strawberry, kind of where in line with where we placed that first chain, so about here, and then I'm going to make a slip stitch. Okay, and then that's basically it. You're just going to chain 1 and cut the yarn, and then you just want to weave these ends into the strawberry, and then I'm going to repeat that on the other side, and then that is the strawberry backpack all done. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for staying till the end of the video. I know this one was a really long one, but yeah, I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any ideas of what you'd like me to make next, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!